everyone, my name is Chelsea and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I have my February book haul. So again, this month I feel like I was doing very well with not buying books. I only have 6 titles to show you guys today, and like we did last month, I'm going to run over my TBR numbers. So one thing that I'm trying to do this year is get my physical and ebook TBR down. Now, I don't fully remember what my numbers were from last month's video, because I did actually mention in that video, and I will mention it again today, these numbers are not the final numbers for that month because I'm filming this with a little over a week still to go in the month. So I'm going to tell you what my numbers are right now, but I might still read more books that will take the TBR down. But at the end of last month, like my actual numbers, after I finished reading in January, I had 661 books still on my TBR. Now, at this current moment in time, before we go into the new books that I'm hauling, I'm actually at 655. So I have read like 6 things off of my TBR, if that makes sense. Yeah, 661 down to 655. Now we're going to be hauling some books, and so I will give you the new number at the end of this video, but again, it might change by the end of February depending on how many more books I read. So, the first books we're going to talk about, the first 2 books, are actually from my January Illumicrate unboxing. I will leave the video linked down below for you guys, just because I have the full unboxing and probably will go into what the books are a little bit more there. But the first book we have here is The Ivory Key by Akshaya Raman. So this is a book that was like our bonus book from Illumicrate. It was one that I had heard of, and I absolutely love what they've done with the cover. Like, this is just so cool. We also have the blue sprayed edges, but I had never really known what it was about. I'm still not 100% sure because I'm horrible with summaries, but this is going to have some sort of sibling element to it. I believe one of our characters is like the ruler of the land and ends up having to like find the Ivory Key, I think, to like save the land or save magic, something like that. And there are going to be 4 characters that are all siblings. So we have 2 sisters and 2 brothers, and so it's going to have a family dynamic, which I think is very interesting. But yeah, so this one I do believe is YA fantasy, and so this is our first book. Our second book is technically the book of the month for the January Illumicrate, and it's going to be This Woven Kingdom by Tahira Mafi. So this one, I'm still not entirely sure if it's YA or adult, and I've only ever read Shatter Me by Tahira Mafi. Thought it was okay, so I never continued. This one does sound a little bit more intriguing, and this book, Illumicrate has been killing it with their actual like books of the month. Like, these books are some of the most gorgeous books I have on my shelf because, like, look at this, and it's like silver and gold. It is without a dust jacket, so it's a naked hardcover. Like, it's just gorgeous. And then we do have the like stenciled edges here. Like, it's just so pretty. This one I'm not entirely sure what it's about because the summary on the back was so short, but it is something about our main character not looking like the actual like heir to a Jinn kingdom. On the outside it says she looks like a disposable servant, and then there's also a crown prince who has heard of prophecies foretelling the death of his king. And yeah, I'm very excited for this one just because, I don't know, the cover is definitely one of those things that I'm just like, it's so gorgeous. But I definitely wanted to try out more Tahira Mafi anyway, and this one sounds up my alley. The next book I have here, let's go with another one that I did not purchase for myself, and that's going to be Blood Like Magic by Lascelle Sambury. This was a gift from Lana from Lauren Lullabies. She said it was a gift for my birthday, and it just arrived late, which I completely get because she lives in Australia and I live here in the States, and I know when I was trying to send her stuff for her birthday and Christmas, it took forever to get there as well. So yes, this is going to be a YA fantasy that I've had on my radar since before it came out last year. And this is about witches, and basically our main character has to go through a calling in order, I think, to become like a full-fledged witch. However, she fails, and in order to get a second chance to actually complete her calling, she has to kill her first love. I'm all about that. I love the cover, so I'm very excited to try this one out. So thank you so much, Lana. And then going into the things that I did technically purchase for myself, the first one I have here is Barbarian Alien by Ruby Dixon. This I actually pre-ordered last year, so I didn't actually pay for it this year, and I've already read it. I read the first 3 books in the Ice Planet Barbarian series last year. Absolutely loved them. And these covers are so much more my style than the other ones. The original covers are iconic, don't get me wrong, but I love the illustrated style of it and the fact that these definitely feel more like sci-fi romance than more erotic romance. There are sex scenes in these books, but I also just love the character development and the relationships and the actual plot line of them surviving on this ice planet. Like, I love this series so much, and it looks like there's been like a soft reveal on Ruby Dixon's Instagram, because that's the one that I'm following, so it might be other places as well, that books 3 and 4 are going to be going out of print in the original covers because they're going to be doing more special editions, and I am so excited because I love these. Also, yes, gorgeous cover, but like, look at how hot pink this spine is. Like, I just absolutely love this aesthetic. So yeah, I pre-ordered this last year. It came in at the very end of January, but like way after I had already filmed my haul for January. Just looking, I was not aware of this previously, but like the aesthetic of Barbarian Alien and Blood Like Magic, that purple and pink combo, I love. And so the last physical book that I have here is House of Lowther by Kaylin Smith. This I actually did pay for on Patreon. So I absolutely love Kaylin Smith's work. Like, she has done Plume and she has done For Goodness Sake, which I actually read all the volumes of For Goodness Sake this month, so I'll talk about that in my wrap up. Just keep an eye out for that, but I love her work. So those are both series that she has authored and illustrated. She has done some illustration work for other authors in the past. This is her newest author and illustration work, and I'm absolutely super excited about this. I actually have read this already because I was reading it as she was giving pages out on Patreon, and I'm at her $10 tier, so that every month we get like a little trinket of some sort, like a sticker or a bookmark or something like that. But also, if you're at that $10 tier, you do get new comics when they are ready to go, and they're going to be signed. So yes, I am super excited for this. We've only really had the first chapter of this, and then I think she started doing a couple pages of the second chapter on Patreon so far. But this is going to follow a girl named Sawyer who like applies for a job as like a maid in this like boarding house. But while she's there, she realizes it's not like a boarding house for normal humans. She ends up being the maid in the section for like creatures. We haven't fully gotten to know all of them yet, but one of them looks like a dog. Like, I guess I'll just show you the last page. So yeah, one of the characters is going to look like that. I think in the second chapter we've started to see a little bit more of the people that live on her corridor in this area. I am super excited because I just absolutely love Kaylin Smith's art style and storytelling, but like her characters are one of those things that I absolutely love and gravitate toward with all of her comics. So yes, technically I think this is the only one that I actually paid for this month. And then the last one that I wanted to talk about is actually an ebook one, because I'm trying to be better about hauling my ebooks. I have one. And that is The Longing of Lone Wolves by Lana Petrosic. This actually was on like a flash sale for I think like 3 days last week sometime, where it was free. So I did not pay for this one. I got it for free. I've actually been wanting to read some of Lana Petrosic's work because she is an indie author that, again, I know Lana from Lauren Lullabies has read some of her books and loved. So I don't know much about this one. Let me pull it up. We're gonna read the summary, I guess, because like I really don't know too much about it, except for this is a cover that I have seen before, and like I said, it was free. So it says, a beauty from our time, a fey beast from the future, a curse only she can break if he lets her close to his heart. Rush is a fey guardian, a wolf shifter whose enhanced abilities have made him a ruthless protector of Elfine. His job is to protect the realm from the human enemy and to ensure the sins of the past never come to pass again, lest magic die forever. Well, it was his job until half a century ago, when he allowed one night of weakness to distract him from his job. His punishment was a curse worse than death. Now a ghost, he spends his lonely time longing to be part of the living, once again protecting them from monsters, until one washes up on the shores of his lake. Clark is beautiful, feisty, fierce, and she's the only person who can see him. If he hands her over to the Order, she's his ticket to having his curse removed. But the more he learns about this human, the more he realizes maybe she's not the monster he's trained to believe. In fact, she's capable of inciting passion he's never dreamed possible again. But Clark has a message from the past. Sins are already repeating. This time, if they don't stop the coming evil, it won't just be magic that dies. It will be everything. And it's The Witcher meets Beauty and the Beast. I have not read, watched, or played The Witcher, but I'm always in for a Beauty and the Beast sort of retelling, and I'm very curious about the ghost aspect. Like, yes, I definitely needed to pick this up. I'm so glad I did, and like I said, it was free. So the only thing that I paid for this month, besides my Illumicrate box, which I have stated before I am spending that money on every single month this year, was my $10 Patreon. And now my number was at $6.55, but including the 4 new books that I have not read before, we're at $6.59. So at the end of last month, I was at $6.61. I am now currently at $6.59, which is below what I was before, so I'm actually very, very happy about that. And like I said before, I actually am filming this with a little over a week left in the month, which means that number might even go down even more. Yes, this is exactly what I wanted to do every single month, so I'm super happy about that. And that is going to be it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up to let me know. Let me know if you've read any of these before, just because I'm super, super curious. And subscribe to this channel if you wanted to see more videos. I do have videos up Tuesdays and Thursdays, so I will see you then. Bye!